This is your favorite faceless mask commentator. I talk about news and share my thoughts on issues. If you like my commentary, like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Today's topic is on the recent US pullout from Germany. It's only about 5,000 soldiers for now, but it signals an inevitable shift away from NATO allies. I made this clear in my last NATO video. NATO, as it is currently, does not exist without America. If you don't want to help in the war, that's fine. But if you want to clown us and withhold our assets in the region while doing nothing about a situation that hurts you more than us, you're freeloading. And we're sick of it. Europe absolutely needs to step up its defensive measures. The less we're around, the more inclined they are to step up. Understand that Trump was always critical of NATO since his first term. One look at the numbers and you'll see why. The US has basically been subsidizing the entire NATO alliance while they've gotten a free ride off of us. Some even admit it, as you see here. As I keep hinting at, these people should not be talking any kind of shit to the people protecting them. When we say bark, they should bark. They did initially. NATO alliances were supposed to be spending at least 2% of their corresponding GDP into defense, but they weren't. After Trump found out, he demanded more of them and imposed an increase to 5%. Some did, others didn't. Liberals worldwide became critical of Trump, but again, this chart tells me just how little their bitching matters. Why are we defending you if you're not giving anything back? This is the major point between us and NATO that was substantially highlighted during the Iran war. Many will spin the idea that we were asking our NATO allies to join the war. This is inaccurate. We asked them if we could use our taxpayer-funded military bases to land and resupply. Most said no. We asked if we could fly over their airspace to decrease travel time and better strategic positioning. Most said no. After the heavy lifting was done, we asked if they could help us clear out the mines and clean up the Strait of Hormuz. Again, most said no. I want to be clear, I can't blame them for their reaction at the start. Many felt blindsided by the seemingly sudden war escalation. I blame them because of the levels of bullshit stacked on top of this. Again, they denied us our own taxpayer-funded bases as if it was their own. They saw, and continue to see, Iran chimping the fuck out and terrorizing everyone in the region while simultaneously holding the world hostage through the strait. To that point, they found out that Iran has missiles that can reach part of NATO after Iran themselves said they didn't. After all this, and the prior free riding, they're still playing softball with us. I can see why after finding out they barely have a functioning navy. Regardless, it's objectively true that NATO has done everything in their power to avoid getting pulled under Article 5 under the agreement, which means if one ally is attacked, other members should assist and aid. They've since gotten their shit together a little bit. But the message is clear. NATO is a net drain on United States. NATO itself is split right down the middle on the war as well. States like Poland and Czech Republic support the US because of Iran's history of providing missiles to Russia. The Nordics, UK, Canada, France, and Germany have varying degrees of criticism. Spain and Turkey have been unequivocally critical of military action. The icing on the cake here is making fun of the US during this war while straight up lying about the status of the war. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz said the Iranians were humiliating the US in talks to end the 2-month-old war, and that he didn't see any clear exit strategy coming out of Washington. We've been very clear about what we want from this war, and for him to say or believe in media manipulation when you have the option of calling up the president for verifiable facts tells me a lot. All of a sudden, they're softening up after the Pentagon decided to start pulling back troops from Germany over the next year. Germany, in particular, has most of our stationed soldiers in NATO. It was stated by the Pentagon that this was a direct reaction to that recent rhetoric I said earlier. It reminds everyone that Europe really needs to step up to the plate for defending themselves. Trump has already confirmed that more troops will be getting sent home as well. As I stated, Germany really is downplaying the situation by calling it anticipated and inevitable. He's right, in a way. But on paper, Germany was the one that supported the US during this war when we asked for their bases the first time. In a way, you can call this more of a civil falling out, but with more nuance leading up to the decision. To me, it seems like Trump is slowly rolling back the influence to also give time for Europe to come up with a plan. It seems like they are. European countries are already working on rearmament and burden sharing, and many see this as the push they needed to build a stronger European pillar inside NATO. We're talking command structures and defense plans based on lessons from Ukraine. No need for much personal thoughts here. As mentioned, this was an inevitable move. Anyone could have seen these outcomes from light years away. As I've highlighted, this was an issue that's been building since before Trump stepped in office. Trump was just the guy that called it out. NATO is a straight-up waste of money to the US, and Trump did run on cutting costs. As a nation, you cannot completely rely on another nation for support or defense. Not too different than a vassal state at that point. If you can't protect yourself, you can't protect anything that you value. It's one of the reasons the UK is getting fucked left, right, and center through us, Russia, and immigration. I have no idea what NATO is going to look like after this. Some are framing this as NATO not surviving this war, but the issue is deeper than that. The war simply sped up this reshifting. Anyway, that's my take on all of this. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on whether Europe can really step up without the US. See you in the next one.